Hi everyone, we're looking at Smooth Operator today by Sade. You're going to need the Capo on fret 5 for this one. It's the easiest way of playing it. There's quite a few little sections, so let's just start with the intro and we'll work our way through. So the intro has this nice bass movement, and we can kind of fit that into the chords, which is really nice. Alright, so let's look at the chords first and then I'll talk you through the rhythm. So first we have A minor, just a regular A minor chord, nice and simple. The next chord is strange, it's like an A minor major 7 chord. But you're kind of going to have this in the bass if you can. You actually don't have to, you could just play without change the fingering, but if you add the bass line, it adds a bit more depth to it, alright? So you have to kind of curl the hand up. You notice how I twist my arm to help with this? And you also bar with the first finger to cover 2 notes to make this work. Alright, so it's very tricky. So A minor, then A minor major 7, then we have A minor 7. So the third finger comes off, regular A minor, and it turns it into A minor 7. And we can add the pinky or the third finger here to get G in the bass. Right? Then the last one. So this last one is just D major with F sharp in the bass. Alright, so you hear the bass line is moving, but also the chords sound like this. Alright, so it's just putting it all together. So just start with simple strumming, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. And practice that until that feels normal. If you want to keep this simple, you could just simplify all of these chords and just play it like this. So you can, instead of worrying about the bass notes, just do from the A string, right? And you can play the top chords, that makes it easier. If you want a challenge, try and play the whole thing with the bass notes. Right, now for the rhythm, we're going to play down, 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 up, 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 down, down, up, down. So just practice the rhythm on A minor, don't worry about the changes yet. Try and play with me. You'll notice on that second downstroke, I bounce the fingers here on the left hand. I release them, which makes it sound short. Right, so you can do that if you want to. Now to add the other chords in, very tricky, so I recommend going slowly. Alright, and we do that 4 times for the intro, or do the simplified version. It still sounds good even without the bass movement. Alright, so you can do that if you want to. For those of you that want to take your playing to the next level, make sure you sign up to my premium membership website. You'll gain access to all my backing tracks, all of my lessons, and I'll teach you how to improvise, solo, and play advanced chords. Enjoy the rest of your lesson, guys. When we get to the verse, we have much easier chords now. We're going to have A minor to E minor. Just simply minor is fine. You could play E minor 7 if you want to with the pinky there, or any finger variation. Then D minor 7, which you could play D minor instead. Feel free to swap them whenever. I tend to do D minor 7 though. Now the rhythm, the right hand rhythm, is the same as we just played for the intro, right? We just have different chords now. Okay, so you don't have anything new to learn there, you just need to practice using that rhythm on this chord progression, alright? For this first verse, we're going to do this 8 times, the whole progression 8 times, right? And that will bring us into the pre-chorus. The pre-chorus is a slightly different rhythm. It's basically the same thing, just with some added strums, alright? So it still starts the same. Alright, that part is the same, but I just add more continuous strumming at the end. You don't have to, you could actually just do the verse rhythm if you want to keep it simple, guys, but I tend to make it a bit busier. Alright, then we have this walk down again. But here on the last chord, instead of D with F sharp in the bass, we are just going to play A minor with F sharp in the bass, which is the same thing as F sharp minor 7 flat 5, right? It's a very long name. You could just say A minor with F sharp in the bass if you'd rather, right? Okay, that just happens once in this pre-chorus though, so don't worry about that. The second part of the pre-chorus, we always start the same, D minor to E minor. Then we have this really nice, this is like an A7 sus4, very nice chord. Here I don't even do the bounce, you know, you can just keep it more flowy on this chord. The last time we have no need to ask Jesus, which brings us into the chorus, right? So you'll notice that I bring my hand in to cut the strings off for beat 1, and then I do A minor on beat 2. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. So coming out of that third line, so that little riff is open E, then E3, then A string. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 and. Don't need to ask Jesus. Okay, for the chorus, it's the same as the verse, basically, right? It's the same rhythm, same chord progression as the verse. You might just play a little bit louder because it's the chorus, but it is the same thing, right? And we're going to do that 8 times. On the 8th time, we need to remember to do this. The last 2 chords are on upstrokes 3 and 4, which brings us into the breakdown. Okay, which we're going to do twice. So this is A minor for 2 bars, then D7 for 1 bar, and E minor for 1 bar. So it's slightly different, right? The rhythm is a little bit more funky, so we can start with down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then we'll do down, up twice. But you'll notice I bounce the fingers on the second down. Right, I go bump, bump with the left hand. So down, up, bump, bump, down, up, bump, bump. Right? Same with this chord. Bounce, bounce. Now one thing I like to do is add this scratch sound to come into some of these rhythms, right? You hear I add this down up before I come in. So you can do that if you're more advanced. Right, it just takes a little bit of getting used to flattening the fingers to create the scratch sound in between the chords. Right, so at the minute on D minor 7, I let these fingers sit on the string to get a scratch sound. Right, same thing with E minor. Okay, so it's quite tricky, you don't have to add these scratches in. But they do sound better. So when we get to the sax solo, we're going to keep this funky rhythm kind of going but over the chorus chords. So A minor to E minor to E minor. You'll notice I added a few more strums in. Now we have down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. You can still add that scratch in between if you want to fill the space with that funky sound. Alright, and we do that 4 times for this horn solo. Now after the horn solo, there isn't anything else new, alright? You've learned everything now. It then has another pre-chorus and another chorus, and then a third chorus, right? And to end the song, on the very last part of the chorus, I tend to play this D minor, G to A minor. You hear it happens in the recording, and then it kind of keeps going and fades out with the chorus chords, but you could, if you're playing this live, you could end it there, D minor, G, A minor. That's how me and the band end it when I play this one live. We finish it there. Okay, it's just a regular G, G major, right, that's fine. So D minor and G and then A. You just finish the song there. Okay, I've covered everything now. The play along's coming up, so you can play to the song with me with all the rhythms and the diagrams to help you through. Alright, if you found this lesson useful in any way, give it a like, thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe as well so you don't miss out on any future videos. Okay, good luck with the play along. I will see you in the next lesson. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.